Y'all, this is Blue Nola back in the building. All right, so we're gonna do one on Candace Owens' show. Candace, what are you doing, girl? The man be saying on the song, "What the hell? What the helly? What the helly? What the hell?" Like, oh, girl, what are you over there doing, girl? What is going on? So, Candace Owens was recently sued by some people that don't even belong in the United States. Don't have nothing to do with the United States. I guess they have some agreements here and there, policy wise, political stuff. But what the hell this lady got to do with Candace Owens? All right. So we're gonna do a reading. Somebody asked me to do this, and so I decided to do it. But this is too comical to me. It feels like, what are we doing here, right? Candace, I was rooting for Candace, and I'm still rooting for Candace. I mean, when she was doing the whole thing about the Black Lives Matter organization taking money, I was like, okay, I'm on board with this, right? I feel like, these people taking money, they ain't got no business taking these people money and not doing nothing with it. So, you know, I'm sitting here rooting for Candace Owens. But then I'm sitting here watching on social media that she is literally being sued for making accusations that this woman, I guess she is, Candace Owens claims that there are conspiracy theories targeting prominent women in political and culture. Hit with a defamation lawsuit, conservative commentator Candace Owens is not backing away from her baseless claims that France's first lady, Brigitte Macron, is a man. Responding to the lawsuit July 23rd, Owens said that Brigitte is definitely a man and called the Macron's lawsuit public relations strategy. They don't care if they win, Owens said. This is about running it through the press. French President Emmanuel Macron and First Lady filed a lawsuit more than a year after Candace Owens initially made the claims, and this made headlines, right? Pretty much the lawsuit is saying that they allege that that since March of 2024, Owens has repeatedly used false statements to promote her independent platform, gain notoriety, and make money, while disregarding all credible evidence proving her claim. Ooh. They said the legal complaints said after they've requested a retraction, Owens retaliated by releasing an 8-part podcast series called Becoming Brigitte. I'm sorry. Coughing. I didn't know she was doing all this. This is like literally, I'm not watching this like in real time every day. And I don't follow Candace like this, but I'm like, what is happening? Owens' claim is one example of a wider trend of conspiracy theories targeting prominent women in political and culture, including the former First Lady Michelle Obama, the former Vice President Kamala Harris. Conspiracy theories researchers say that this is because these women are influential, politically left-leaning, and break gender stereotypes, right? First and foremost, I don't know this lady, Brigitte, from a hole in the wall. And I don't have no dog in this fight. I'm going to keep it real. These people all the way in France somewhere. I ain't got a damn thing to do with these people. Parlez-vous français? You know what I'm saying? Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, seven, we never dix, on douze. Like, that's all I can tell you. Okay? Laissez le bon temps rouler. I don't know nothing. All I can tell you is this. This is hilarious to me. Now, let's start with the first thing. Is Miss Brigitte, what is her actual sex? Is she a man? Is she a woman? Give me the energy around Brigitte Macron. Let me spell her last name. Macron. Macron. What is the energy around Brigitte? Like born female or not? Is Brigitte a male or Brigitte a woman? Give me the energy around Brigitte. Six of Wands, Judgment card, Five of Wands, Four of Wands. She's a woman. She's a woman. She comes in her messages as the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, female energy. I mean, they have some women out there that have some strong male-like features, like Caitlin Clark, right? She's one of those women. I was like looking, when she first came, I'm like, well, wait, what's happening? Who is this, right? You got some women that just have some strong masculine-looking features, right? But when you look at it, when you look at her messages of like, okay, is she going to come up with male energy, female energy? She comes up with female energy, Queen of Pentacles in her messages here. The truth will be revealed, right? Judgment card is here. This represents the truth will be revealed. This also has a card of birth. So a female at birth. This is what this, because this card literally has the birth or rebirth. This talks about birth. So this talks about female at birth. Candace better be careful because her conspiracies can lead to conflict, and that conflict can become a reality, and that reality can lead to consequences. This talks about also being compensated. This talks about money being spent, and you don't want to be like Tasha K. Love Tasha K to death, but Tasha K literally had to like run. I mean, and I'm not saying that Candace and Tasha have the same money, and maybe they do. But this talks about your life being affected, right? Four of Wands. When it's all said and done, if you start going through the legal stripes, the fans that you do this content for, they're gonna only support you so far. It shows in the messages that this is like, she can't, like, Candace, be careful because that Five of Wands represents a struggle and a conflict coming your way that could cause you to get blocked. And then unfortunately, in this culture, and maybe she doesn't care because she's used to being canceled. This talks about you can be like fall down. So even in your Four of Wands, this represent things falling down, investments falling. People who once stood beside you no longer standing beside you. That good luck and that good fortune that you're used to having, that is now in reverse. That is now, it talks about being taken away, not lasting. The lady is actually, this is actually a lady at birth. Literally, right? Let's get into the lawsuit. Because this shows conflict coming Candace's way. Give me the energy around the lawsuit. It's one thing to say this is your feeling, this is your opinion. But when it starts to relate, and I mean, this could be something that just gets dismissed. This could be something, but it shows conflict coming her way. This is the Eight of Pentacles, along with the Fool card. Reckless, foolish decisions. And I'm going to say that she's going to be just like Tasha King and that lady that was on TikTok, that psychic that kept talking about Brian Kohlberger, the teacher killed the children. Candace is going to be just like them. Not backing down, continuing to double down. That represents to continue to make reckless and bad choices and just not holding back. She's going to continue to do that. But guess what is all in the effort of? Just like the Macron said in that article, is an attempt to get clicks, views, which equals money, right? Is a money maker. They know people, people are enjoying the content. How she says, let's see, what was that? How did they word it? It's for money. It's for money. If you see the Eight of Pentacles is all about money, right? To generate money, to generate opportunities, to get a reward while talking recklessly. Guys, she's not a male. I just feel like, let's keep going. And then in her message, just here, let me say this too. When you see that double card here, that talks about could lead to destructive behavior could lead to consequences. It's toxic. I would tell Candace to be very, very careful. Be very, very careful, because even if you don't have to pay them a crap load of money, it could affect you in some way where it affects your money, right? You even have the Five of Pentacles on the back of your hand. And that Five of Pentacles is to take a loss, low resources. Like the attention that using this as one of the attention grabbers could lead to some real, like, and even like Tasha K, she went through all this stuff with Cardi B, and even though she still got like her following, it's still not the same energy. Like, you have to be careful. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I see stuff like that, when I keep seeing stuff like that, it really gives me Mean Girl. It gives me a bully. It gives me even if this lady were to be born as born as a male in transition, you're still bullying somebody. You're bullying somebody, even if that were the case. Like you're bullying a person. You're bullying a woman who's actually a woman. But even if that person was not a woman and had transitioned, you're still bullying. You would be bullying a transgender at this point. Like, where does it end? Like, what is the purpose of the bullying behavior? And I know, like Candace said, she was extremely bullied when she was in school and growing up. So why would you become an adult and bully other adults? Why would you do that? And the thing about it is when you do stuff like that, it is, eventually, with everybody who does it, that it turns into a negative, right? Give me the energy around the case. Will it go forward? Will it get tossed out? It feels like there's some tension going back and forth. Will it, this case with the French president and the France's first lady, Brigitte, will this case get tossed out? Will this go the distance? Ooh. It almost makes you feel like they come to some type of agreement eventually. It talks about seeking closure, and then it talks about it takes time, but it talks about seeking closure, right? Seeking closure. Let's keep going. Feels like they eventually. It feels like it eventually closes. Queen of Pentacles coming to some type of decision, and seeking. They're gonna say, like, how like Cardi was saying, you were harming my mental health, you were affecting me as a person, even though I'm a public figure. She could say that. That lady could say that. This talks about lacking long term. I don't feel like it's gonna go on and on to get all together. I do feel like they may come to some sort of decision around it. All right, so that's what they have. Why is Candace doing it? For clicks, views, money, entertainment purposes only. A grown woman that looks basically 40-something years old is online bullying an older woman. Isn't that a shame? Think about this. This lady Macron is what? My dad is 73. Just think about this for a second. She's online bullying an elderly person. An elderly person, right? I was kind of like laughing with the but that's an elderly person. When you see that Knight of Pentacles, this represents, and for Candace, unemployment, negligence. This could affect, so even if the Macrons decided to just like, you leave us alone, we leave you we go out, this still could affect Candace, right? I know she doesn't care because she's on YouTube, she's independent, she's this, that, and the other, but sponsorship can, start falling through. She can start having like a, having issues. Give me the energy around Brigitte Macron. How does she really feel? They're saying this is just why they need to get in the news? They're in the news every day. Like, they don't need to get in the news. This talks about she's going to defend herself. I'm going to defend myself from the comments. I don't agree with what you're doing. I don't agree with what you're saying. You're abusive and negligent. Here, I feel like it makes me feel negative about myself. I mean, it comes with the territory as a public figure. I know they talk about how slim she is, how she's fighting her husband, different things of that message. But it talks about she's going to claim that her mental health is being affected by this. Queen of Wands in reverse as well. This talks about, like, she feels like Candace is not respecting her, not respecting the office. Honestly, going after, that's a jealousy factor. Why is Candace going after significant women? You got to ask yourself that. And I agree, like, to me, when you're trying to bring other women down, that's a jealousy factor. Seven of Cups in reverse. This talks about it does cause anxiety, it does cause distress. And then, of course, in her Page of Cups energy in reverse, this represents, you know what, is all she feels is all deceptive and manipulation, and it's fake news. And if she doesn't do anything about it, it's going to keep going, right? It's all fun until the rabbit has the gun. Tasha K thought Cardi B was playing with her until that lawsuit came down and she had to pay $4 million. That lady on TikTok who was lying on those on that teacher about killing those Idaho students, she just won her case. People kept on doubling down, tripling down, talking about they wiping their behind with the cease and desist. You might want to wise up, sis. Pick another topic. Like, pick another topic. I just don't get bullying people. Like, I always like the fact that Candace made me feel like, like she I know she have her ways with her, but I did respect certain things about it. But this is literally an elderly person. Does Candace not have elderly family members? Why are you picking on an elderly woman? All right, it looks like it can go there. It looks like they eventually come to some type of terms and conditions, but it feels like it could go on for a minute. And Candace can play if it want. It will affect her. It will impact her negatively. Period. I don't know why so many people because the pictures over time and the progression shows they got women right now in college playing basketball. They got women out here in sports. They got women out here in life. They just have more masculine features, more masculine energy, and even the lady, she just look like a little old or elderly little white lady to me. But anyway, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. This is on Candace. The lady is coming up. Bottom line, the lady comes up with female energy, Queen of Pentacles, and this can take a dark turn. It's funny now, it's a joke, it's a game, it's bullying, it's harassment. I just can't believe, like, Candace talked about being bullied and she's bullying other people. But anyway, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share if you care. And I hope all goes well and they come to some agreement around this. It looks like they will, but it feels like it'll get worse before. It just feels like it'll go on before it's resolved. And to double down, you're not between this legs. And at the end of the day, even if a person were to be transgender, why is it your business? Why are you in it? You don't have nothing better to do? We have so much going on in the world. Go attack some people that, like, the people that's out here, spreading evil and hate in the world and, doing negative, bad things. And, just think, like, Candace has a child. Her child goes to school and she's being bullied relentlessly. How would she feel? People don't put themselves in that situation. All right, take care. Stay blessed. Encouraged and empowered. Bye.